Hey my Squidlings, it's Katie here, and welcome back to another video. So today you may recognize that this video is actually uploaded on a Tuesday, and the reason for that is I got a lot of requests in my suggestion video to kind of talk about how I ink during, Inktober, or just in general, but it's the best time to do it during Inktober because it's all about ink, excuse my water bottle. So I figured, first of all, I will go ahead and go over my inking supplies, what I normally use. These are just the basics. I mean, I have a whole container full of rando inking supplies, but these are what I go to the most, so I figured it'd be the most beneficial to show you what I go to the most. So first off is a, well, it's upside down, is a CreaPen. This is the brush one, and I do have a review on this, and I really love it. I use it a lot, and it's really good for getting different line widths, especially when, you don't really feel like adding line weight. That's just my personal opinion. It is waterproof, and it is Copic proof, so if I want to line it first and then color it, I'm cool to do so. The next thing I use a lot is the Copic Gasenfude Pen. Now this is very similar to the CreaPen. I feel like I don't get as much line width with this one, but I still do get it, and I really like it. This is also Copic and waterproof when you let it fully dry, so again, you can line first and color later. Now, something I got in an Art Snacks box a while back is this Kuretake Fudegokochi Pen, and this is actually the limited edition packaging, but you can get this pen anywhere. Basically what this is, it's not a brush at all. It has like a nylon tip, and it's really thin, but I find I get some really good line width. However, I don't believe this is Copic or waterproof, so if you do use this, it's always last. Usually I'll use it on my watercolor paintings, just because I like to paint first and then line later, so that's what that's good for. Now you'll notice a lot of the things I'm showing you are black. I've been really into outlining things in black lately, but up until recently I have been using this like sepia colored like brown liner. This is actually the Pigma brush pen, and a lot of people don't like these, but I find that they're really great. They are I don't even know what kind of tip they are, like a felt tip. I haven't had any fraying, but that's just me. I have a lot of these. I actually have the whole set of them, but I really like to use this brown one. And I also have some Micron pens. I do have them in this color as well, but I've been using the black lately. So first of all, I have the 005 in black, which is very, very, very thin. I'm not even sure if you'll be able to see that or not, but it's really tiny. And I use this in conjunction with my 08. This one is quite the opposite. It is a very thick tip. And what I like to do is I like to fully outline everything on the outside with the 08, and then all the things on the inside, I will either go in with the 05 or the 01, and by 05 I mean 005. And it just gives the illusion of line weight without actually having to go in, because I'm a really lazy person. I hate going in and doing line weight. It's just not my style. I mean, it looks great, but I'm not a patient person, so I have this little sketch here. I hope you guys can see it, and I plan on inking it in a couple of different styles. Just kind of the ones I talked to you about. So I'm going to be using the different techniques in this video that I just talked to you about in this picture, and yeah, it's going to be real time, so stay tuned for that. So I do go ahead and apologize, this video may be a little long. I am an impatient person, but I try to take my time on inking, so I guess we could just go ahead and do that. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to take my CreaPen brush marker. I'm pretty sure I showed it to you upside down, and I am just going to kind of outline the squid in this brush pen. So what I like to do is hold it upright, kind of almost at a 90-degree angle, and if I want it thin lined, the more pressure you push down, the thicker the line you'll get. Sometimes I just kind of let the pen do what it's gonna do, and sometimes I care, so it just really depends on what you want. But yeah, and it's really good for like making broken lines too, which I find is really Nice. So this picture is actually requested by one of you. One of you suggested that I draw a little squid dressed up as a pumpkin for Halloween, and I thought it would be really cute, so yeah, and I love the way this came out. Now, since I'm a lefty, I have to kind of rotate the paper because I ink the way I write, which is like left to right, and I tend to get smudgy, so I have to really pay attention to that, which is kind of annoying. I smudge a lot of my artwork. Actually, I am only going to be doing the pumpkin in this CreaPen because if I outline the whole squid, I probably will forget about my other inking pens. So, but I don't know. I really love the line variation I can get with this. It's really nice. And the faster you go, the more broken lines you can get, because like you'll get the more brush texture. I don't know how to explain that. I don't really like getting that brush texture effect, but if you like it, more power to you. Doing videos in real time is really weird because you have to think of things to talk about, and I focus a lot, so that's like a bad thing. I do not have the ability to multitask. Okay. So this is kind of the line variation I was able to get with this CreaPen, and of course that is kind of going relatively fast. This is kind of like my normal inking pace though, so you know, that's just kind of something to think about. Next up, I am actually going to go in with the Fudegokochi Pen. I like this because I'm able to get a little bit more line variation, like a little more control, I guess, because with the brush pen, yeah, you can get some control, but oops, I left out a little part here. But it's not a thin nib, so oh goodness, that blood. I must have had water on there or something. Well, we got a little bit of a smudge. Let's see if I can fix that a little bit, make it a thick line. But anyway, you can get more control with a nib like this, but you get more line variation with a brush nib. So it really depends on what you're looking for. That's why I have a variation of things. Because I like all the variations. So what I like to do with this, again, I hold it almost at a 90-degree angle, and then I'll push down as I go. I don't know, it's just a really fun thing to do, and it's probably not good for my nib, but it's fun, and it gets some good line variation, so. I hope you guys find this video helpful. I feel like I'm just rambling on. And this squid's eye is like really too close to this side, and it looks really weird. There we go, it looks a little better. We'll do this eye first. And I do kind of try to think about how the light's gonna hit it sometimes. I don't always, but like with the eyes, I like to have it thinner at the top and thicker at the bottom, which I completely failed at just now, but I mean, I kind of go with the flow no matter what happens, but I tend to try to think about it, but that's, you know, just me. You can just do whatever you want. I mean, it is all up to you. I find inking very relaxing. I don't know. I used to hate it, but now I just find it really fun. Alright, that's, I think, good for showing you a little bit of the Fudegokochi Pen. The background I'm actually going to be doing with the Microns, so we're going to outline this whole rest of everything that's sticking out of the box and the box itself in this point, it's not a point, in this 08 liner. I actually use this technique a lot when I'm not using a brush pen. I don't know, I like how bold it is because it kind of gives attention to the line art, but then it doesn't. I don't know how to explain that. Like, it's a subtle hint of boldness, I guess. But you know, everybody has their own inking preferences. This is just the way I like to do it. You may do something completely different. I mean, just practice, do what you like, and if you like it, doesn't matter. So, that is that. It looks kind of funky right now. And then I will go in. I'm actually going to be using the 005 for filling in. And this thing is really thin, so it's a lot different than the 08, that is for sure. So I'm just going to ink in all the little tentacles and that little pumpkin, I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, the candy bucket thingamawhopper. I think this picture's really cute. Thank you to whoever suggested it. I can't think of it right now. But whenever I show you guys my Inktober like rundown, like everything I did during Inktober, I am going to credit all of you that suggested things that that I actually did, which I hope to try to get to all of them, but it may not happen, but I'm going to try. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to credit you guys because you guys are the real MVP here. You guys are the ones who suggested these really awesome ideas, and honestly, my Inktober would not be near as fun if it weren't for you. So thank you guys, everyone who suggested something to draw. It was really fun. I mean, of course I'm still doing it. I'm talking like I'm not still doing it anymore, but it was just really fun to read what you guys wanted to see. And I don't know, I like all of your suggestions. So like, you guys are so creative, and I'm just like, hi, I'm a blob, thanks. So thank you for letting me steal your ideas. Alright. So now that all that is done, actually I'm going to ink these little tentacles too. Like the large tentacles. Because, yeah, it's inside. Now after I'm done inking, I am of course going to erase all this. And I will have you guys know that I usually don't I usually don't sketch in graphite, but just for the purpose of the video and for erasing and stuff, I went ahead and did that. Now, if you don't, if you feel like it's too plain, yeah, be my guest, go ahead and add line width if you want. But like I said, I generally don't, because I'm a lazy person. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Copic Gasenfude Pen, and I'm actually going to outline all of these little words. The Copic Gasenfude I do find is a little harder to control than my other brush pens. Like, I don't own the Pentel Pocket brush pen or anything. I would love to, but it ain't happened yet. One day. But as far as brush pens that I've owned, this one is probably the hardest for me to control, which is, whatever. But I still really enjoy it. It's really good for filling in areas as well, which is kind of funny, but I don't know. I like it. It's just for when I want something that has a little bit of line variation, but not too much, and I'm feeling lazy. And I am so bad at these block letters, I apologize. So yeah, this is my little squid. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then I'll come back to erase it, which will only take like a second for you guys, but it'll take a little bit for me. So I'll see you when I see you. Alright, now that my ink is dried, I am just going to lightly erase all of my pencil marks. Now you might see some fading in this. Some of the inks I use, they do fade when you erase over them. The Micron Pigma pens are notorious for that. Even though I love them still, but they are notorious for fading. If it bothers you, I would definitely look into other pens that, don't fade. Doesn't really bother me that much, so I really don't care. Now, I'm going to try to get rid of all of my little lines. And actually, I am going to be releasing this as just a line art for you guys to color. I will go color this. I'm not going to do it on camera or anything, but I'm going to color this, but I'm also going to leave this as a line art for you guys. So if you want to color this, I will have a link in the description below to where you can go download it. If you do color this, tag me on Instagram or Twitter, tweet at me. I want to see it. I want to know what you guys do, what you guys color, whatever, how you color it, because that would be really fun. So yeah, go ahead and check the description for that. And that's really all for this video. I really hope you guys found this informational. I really had a lot of fun making it, so I hope you guys found it helpful. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let me know any inking tutorials you'd like to see aside from just general how I ink. Leave it in a comment. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My links are down in the description below to keep updated on all of my Inktober and Linktober shenanigans. And don't forget to join our cute little squid pod if you haven't already to keep updated on when I upload new videos. And until next time, guys, toodaloo!